Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another Confidence Leads to Success interview with me, Elif Köse. I have got Ysaline Rozier with me here, and we are going to talk about time management because this woman has nailed it. And she just didn't want to take her talent away with her, and she's sharing it with all the women. She's got great clients, and she just wants to add that time management skill to ourselves. She is a former corporate project manager. As you know, managers are great at turning the time into their ally, and she's learned how to transfer her life from draining corporate 9 to 5 to building a meaningful nomadic business that is helping purpose driven female professionals confidently master their time. And we're going to talk about how she's gone through the struggles, the fear, the endless questions of understanding what she wanted and turn it into a successful business with you today. Hi, darling, welcome.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for having me today. I'm so glad
It,
to be here.
it's so good to have you here, and I love that you're teaching every woman who want to take action to turn their life into the way they want to. And I thought it would be so good to have you in this series because we all struggle with time management, and
That's
your
true.
tips will be very welcomed.
I'm sure. Like the only thing why women are not taking action is because they don't have the time. So time is like the most important resources that we all have. So all the women needs to manage it really well. And I'm really happy to give all my tips today.
That's so kind. I'm so grateful and thank you. Why do you think women struggle to make time for work for their business?
There is actually a lot of reason. I will say the reason number one is that because women let their life get in the way. So, which means that we all know we have a lot of things to deal with in our personal life. Maybe we have kids, maybe we have like husband, maybe we are taking care of a parent, maybe we are part of an association and we're doing like a lot of extra work, and in addition to our day-to-day work. And what I notice with most of my clients is that they are doing everything and they think they should do everything. But the fact is like we all have only 24 hours in a day and we cannot do everything. We need to prioritize what we're doing. But the fact is like most of the women don't know how to prioritize really well, because it's when you want to prioritize, you need to know one thing. You need to be clear on what do you want to do with your life and what is your vision. And I mean, I'm sure you know that because like you have a little boy, you have a business, and
Yeah.
you need to be clear like, okay, what do I want to do with my time?
That having that clear plan, almost like what do you want from your life? What do you want to get out of it?
I mean, you cannot have a plan if you don't know what you want first. And
True.
that's one of the number one questions that I'm asking my people. Do you know what do you want to do, like maybe in the next years, the next 2 years, in the next 5 years? And every time these women are looking at me and telling me, I have no idea. And the fact is like when you don't know where you are going, how can you make the perfect plan first to go there? And how can you know how you should use your time? Because your time should be used according to what you want to do. And the fact is like most of the women, they have all the things to do. A lot of people are asking them a lot of stuff to do. Can you help me do that? Can you help me with this? Oh, I don't have the time. Do you have an extra minute for me? But the fact is like every time that you are saying yes,
You're
there is
actually delaying all the other things that you've got.
exactly. The fact is like you need to be mindful with your time. And a lot of people, because there are, a lot of women are people pleasers. They love to make other people happy. and, and the fact is like when you are trying to make the other happy, you are always last. And the fact is like if you want to take care of your business, if you want to take care of your family, you should be first. because
True.
that's really important. Because if you are not taking care of like of yourself, if you don't know what you want,
Yeah,
how can you happy after that? And how can you nail your time?
true.
That that's not really that's not really possible.
It's very, I think what I see, I have these talk with my girlfriends often, that I think that guilt factor comes in when you have to prioritize and what do you need to prioritize and when? That's kind of, I also struggle with it myself. When I'm so passionately working on my business, I suddenly get this mum guilt coming out and going, yeah, but your son is at school and he could be spending time with you, or I would just give him to play with something on his own, and I will be working on a work of my own, which is my passion. So I feel sometimes guilty. How do we get over that?
I mean, y- honestly, you never get out of this guilty space because, like, as a mom, you always want to do more. You always want to give more to your kids. There is
True.
actually no limitation to what you want to give. But the fact is, like, you need to say, okay, so how much time do I want to spend with my kid? How much time would I be really happy to spend with him, like every week? Is
Yeah,
there any specific activities that I want to do with him?
yeah,
When I'm with him, am I really with him? Because I know that a lot of women, when they are with the kids, they have their mind, running around their head all the time, thinking about all the things. They are
true.
like physically there,
But
but their
not
mind,
present.
yeah, they are not present.
Mhm.
So
So true.
my advice is to spend quality time. You don't have to spend, I mean, like, I would say like maybe 30 hours with your kids a week. As long as all the hours that you are spending, you are really with them and
They
you are,
actually feel it. They're so intelligent. My son is only going to be 4 in a month's time, and he's so intelligent. He knows exactly where my mind is. Even if I'm playing with him, he will say, tell me, Mummy, listen to me.
yeah. I mean, because we're human and we can feel it.
Yeah,
And I mean, the fact is like it's not about quantity. It's all about quality, and that's the same in your work. It's not about like working like 50 hours a week, because I mean you can do in 10 hours what you do in 15 if you are really productive, if you are really focused,
yeah,
if you are really driven, and if you know what you need to do.
yeah.
So you need to know in your minds like, okay, I want to dedicate each day maybe 5 hours to work and maybe 2 or 3 hours to my kids, but
So
every
the
time.
time blocking it helps, doesn't it? Time blocking for certain tasks.
I know some women who are against it, because the fact is like if you want to time block, you need to put it in your calendar. And when you are putting things in your calendar and you start to time block everything, it starts to be a bit messy visually.
Yeah.
But the fact is like you need to understand how do you spend your time. And that's the first key is awareness. And most of the women, they don't know how do they spend their time. And the fact is like doing a time audit and understanding for 1 2 weeks where you are spending your time is really key.
You
And
could be more productive rather than going over the same task for 10 hours. If you're more
yeah,
constructive, you could get it done within 2 hours. I always say this like cleaning. When I give myself a week to clean the house, it takes me a week. But if I give myself 2 hours, I do it in 2 hours.
yeah, that's the first advantage of time blocking is because you are setting boundaries. So you
Yeah,
say, okay, I have 20 minutes to do that. I'm going to use these 20 minutes and I'm not going to use
anything more.
more. So it's really limitation about yourself, and it's also about productivity. The second thing is the second advantage is that most of the women, when you need, for instance, to go to the gym, when you know to pick up your kids, you are just saying, okay, so I need to pick up my kids at 4 p.m. So you are just blocking 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. in your calendar. But how long are you taking to go there? How long are you taking to come back? And so most of the women are not blocking this time in their calendar, and they use this time to put additional tasks on it. So basically they arrive and they're like, okay, at the end of the day, I didn't get the chance to finish everything. Yeah, but you didn't give you the chance to finish everything, because what you were trying to do was physically not possible to do. And time blocking, it's also about having a global picture of your week and say, okay, so here, can I really take this appointment at this time? Can I really do that at this time, because I need to go and to come back?
Yeah.
And
This
that's
is
the
this
whole
gives
purpose.
you focus. This is, ladies, listen, tune in, really lean into this conversation, because what happens is I know this from myself, and I love that how you really niche down to these to help women, because that really helps them to grow successful businesses. So what happens is, like you said, you say yes to everything because you haven't booked a time slot for that particular subject that you need to get done. Your phone rings and you take it, and when you take that call, that 20 minutes that you could have get that job done, it's destroyed by a conversation that you didn't want to hurt your friend's feelings. Or it could actually be done later on the day, but you're just you're just being actually your own enemy.
That's completely it. You are being your worst enemy. And sometime when you are not time blocking, you don't realize that maybe for tomorrow you have something urgent to do. So the time that you are using today on the phone with your girlfriend, like, and you are not using it, like, you are going to need to be late, and you will have to work maybe really late at night when your kids will be like asleep, in order to get, to catch up. And on the next morning, you will be really tired. And we all know when we're tired, we're not productive at all. We're spending more time. We don't know what our priority, like, nailing down our priority is much more complicated. And you actually enter this vicious circle of like, okay, so I'm hustling, I'm overworking, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm tired. And you keep going in this circle again and again. And
Yeah.
it needs to stop, because if not, you will never have the time to work on your business. And you will never have the time to have the life that you want with your family, with your friend, etc., etc.
It's so good. Such great tips, ladies. This is brilliant. So what, I'm going to go back to beginning again.
Yeah,
What
go
made
ahead.
you decide to actually start um, doing the time management coaching and business coaching for women, especially?
It's because I realize, and I mean, like, I'm a bit of an organization freak. I love to organize since I'm really young. I love to plan events. I know that's why I was a project manager, because like dealing with the deadline, dealing with the time, it was something that I love. And I'm hardly under pressure.
Was this something that came to you naturally, or was this something that you kind of applied and learned later on?
So I will say that I was naturally organized. That always has been my nature, because I love things to be, I love to everything's to be in our
Mm.
place. I love to, when I always had something to do, I always love to be like settling a few days before, because I'm not the kind of person who like to do it the last minute. And
Mm.
that's pretty much about everything in my life. When I have a project, I'm establishing the plan to make sure that there is always a time for me to do it, and I'm not hustling at the last minute. Because for me, like, hustling is not a way of life. Like, it doesn't
No.
have to be.
No, the life doesn't have to run. Yeah, this is great to hear that you're a natural. And is this why you, I mean, but these are the skills and a way of running a business and life that can be learned by processes.
Of course, this is something that can be learned. And I mean, like, the way that I'm dealing my company, I have a lot of friends around me who have their own company as well, and who love to work last minute, because that's their way of working. This is not just mine. But in order to be able to actually be good at time management, you need to be willing to make things change. You need to realize that I don't have the time, is not like a sentences that you are supposed to say every day or every week. I mean, there is a way to deal with your life, like without stress, without overwhelm, with achieving everything that you want. But one of the key of that is like you need to think ahead. Because why most women are hustling in the moment is because they're dealing with everything that is coming. They are like,
They are stuck in the moment rather than the results, and then it's kind of reverse engineer it, results, and how you're going to get there, backstep it, and then find your way through it.
exactly, they're in a mode where they need to, extinguish all the fire around them. Okay, there is this one, I need to do this. There is this one coming, I need to do this. But the fact is, like, you need to think about, like, okay, so what do I want to do in my business? What are the 3 things that I want to accomplish this year? How long is that going to take me? Asking all of the questions, like, what do I want? Because the fact is, like, a lot of women, they don't know what they want, and they're not asking themselves, okay, how do I want to do that? Because when you get your own business, you have the chance and the opportunity to deal with your time when you want, and to choose what you are working on.
Yeah.
And that's one of the key, because once you are clear with yourself to say, okay, that's the 3 things that I want to do this year, you need, as you say, to reverse engineer it and say, okay, so how long each of this is going to take me? What are the steps that I will need to do? Am I able to do it alone? Do I need help because I don't know how to do it and I need to delegate, or maybe I don't have the bandwidth to do it, so I need someone to do it instead of me?
Yeah.
And that's how you are actually stress-free and you are dealing with everything that you do every day in full confidence. Because the fact is, like, a lot of women, they are not believing in themselves. They are lacking confidence. They think that they cannot do it. And when they think that they cannot do it because they are not clear on how they should do it, they tend to procrastinate. And that's how you are starting to lose time. That's how you are starting to lose confidence, because you are telling yourself, no, but I will never succeed to do that.
Yeah, confidence leads to success, and you get that confidence. This is why I call this interview series Confidence Leads to Success, because knowing what you are doing and what you will do next and where you need help will give you confidence, and therefore you will just go for anything you want to do.
Yeah, and confidence is coming from what I call doing baby steps. Which means, a lot of my clients, when they need to do some things, are telling me, okay, I'm overwhelmed. And I'm telling them, why are you overwhelmed? Because I don't really know how to do that, or I don't think I'm able to do it. And I'm like, okay, let's go back. This is what you want to do. So in order to do that, what do you need to do? Okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, and I need to do this. Okay, for each of these steps, what are the action that you need to do? Because for each milestone that you need to take in order
There
to
are
get it,
subtitles.
yeah, exactly. What I call sub-action. There are sub-action for each of them. And once we are determining each of these sub-action, I'm telling them, okay, so now, how do you feel? Oh, yeah, that's much clearer. Do you think you can do it? Oh, yeah.
Clarity is power. I always say that, and it is so true, and you just confirmed it.
Yeah. I mean, you need to think. And that's what a lot of people are doing this mistake, is that they, when it comes to time, if I'm stopping, I'm losing time.
Yeah.
No. When you are stopping and you are thinking about what you want to do, this time will get back to you, because you will get clear on what you need to do next. Because that's the same of your priority. Every morning, you should know what are the 3 steps that you are going to do within your day. There is a big difference between the girl who are planning it on the day before, on the night before. We say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do these 3 things. And the people who are waking up on the morning and say, okay, what am I going to do today? And so the fact of, like, saying, okay, I need to look for what I'm going to do today, you are already losing time.
Yeah.
when you think about it before, this time is going to come back to you. That's
I love it.
the biggest difference.
I love it. Thank you. That was so good. It's so true. Having the clarity on your steps to get you where you want to be, whatever the result you want to be. It could be anything. Could be even going to supermarket for shopping. You make a list of things you want to buy, and then you walk to the right aisle. You don't walk around and around try to find what you actually needed. So if you go with a plan, with a want and need that you need, you can then plan it and then just get it done.
Exactly. That's completely it. And I think one thing that I will have, and especially for all the business owner, is like you don't have extensive time to work on your business.
Yeah.
So you need to know where you are going. That's the first key. But the second key is like, what are the activities that you need to do that are generating money?
Yeah.
Because the fact is like, I see a lot of my clients, oh, Ysaline, today I have been doing this, I have been editing a video, I have been writing a blog post, I have been doing that. And I'm like, yeah, but you spend your entire day doing stuff. That's okay. But is that generating money? No.
Yeah.
Would you be able to delegate that to someone? Yes, I would be able to delegate that to someone. And that's something that you need to be mindful, because we can spend a lot of hours working on our business, making everything perfect. Because like I'm sure there is a lot of perfectionists who are listening to us today, but
Yeah.
you need to understand how much time do you want to spend on the activities that are generating revenue. And in order to be able to do that, you need to know what are the activity that I need to do in order to generate revenue. And what is my zone of genius? What do I what do I know how to do best that no one else can do instead of me? And for everything that is not generating revenue and that this is not your area of genius, you can honestly pay someone to do it. Just do it, because that's how you make like the biggest difference in your business.
Wow, pearls of wisdom, ladies. We got lucky today. You're so good. Thank you. I know women see, we all, everyone actually seems to struggle with time management, and what you've just shared with us is really going to help all the entrepreneurs, and it's so good to have you. I'm just going to ask you one question before
Go ahead.
I know you're very busy, and I'm so grateful that you spared this time for me. What does confidence mean to you? I know the answer you're going to give, but I want to hear it.
I mean, for me, confidence, like it's about building your life. If you are not confident, you are not taking one step to do what you want. And if you are succeeding to build this confidence, like there is nothing that can stop you. Because as long as you are like moving forward, trying, testing, learning, I mean, you will succeed no matter what, and you will build your confidence, because the fact is like the more action you take, the more outcome you will get. Of course, at some point, maybe some from time to time you will fail, but failure is a learning. So it won't be a matter of like, it won't be an issue, because like you will learn and you will do it again and you will do it better, and you will say, okay, so this time I nailed it, I know how to do it, and I can take the next step in order to build my life and to build my business.
Love it. Thank you so much, Ysaline. You're amazing.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed this conversation, and I'm sure our listeners has also enjoyed it and taking notes. And I'm definitely going to leave all your details at the show notes so they can actually contact you, find you, and get their time management skills up and sharp with you.
Yeah, with pleasure.
It is so good. Thank you so much. And Yaselin is so kindly is giving everyone a free time tracking sheet. Again, the link will be on the show notes. Anybody listening, follow this woman. She gives amazing tips, and you will not regret. Thank you so much, Ysaline. It's been a great honor to have you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I will see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye.